happy day going to us all. Thank you all so much for making time to join today's presentation. I'm so much elated to see all of you here. Already seeing Ms. Komoda commenting. I see Mr. Brian Lewis. I see Mr. Aris Museso. Thank you so much to you for joining us today on our presentation. And my name is Jessica Nat Igansi, executive here in IMMERI, Ghana. I'm so much happy to see you all. I'm already excited for today's presentation, and I hope you are too, because today promises to be very fun, fruitful, and of course successful, because you have made time to come out to make it as such. All right, so today promises also to be very interactive. Yes, our Board Breakers Forum, Associate Board Breakers Forum, promises to be very interactive. And yes, on that note, I just want to encourage you to stay committed, stay focused, and pay attention to every single thing we're about to do here, because you have two big leaders. I know you already have an idea of those that are going to do the presentation for us. Yes, we have Mr. Akimbareta and of course Mr. Chidicholi to do it as for us today on our first virtual Associate Board Breakers Forum. So ladies and gentlemen, please be rest assured that right after Mr. Chidicholi, we also have Mr. Akimbareta from Nigeria continuing with the next session, and then we take it from there. Do enjoy.
Hello, boss. I can see you, Mr. Akimbareta.
Okay, so over to you, Mr. Chidicholi.
Okay, so thank you very much. Welcome everybody to today's presentation. This is actually our first virtual Board Breakers Forum, and I'm so excited. I don't know. I'm happy to be on here with all of you. I see a lot of messages coming through. Yes. So thank you. I see our senior partner and coach and trainer, Mr. Brian Lewis, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Brian, you're giving us pressure. When you have seasoned men listening to your training, there's a bit of pressure on you. But I believe that you're all excited. I'm happy to see you on the call. How many of you okay, so we answered that question about a minute ago, about how many people have just, this is their first time of joining an ABBF. So the whole concept of this ABBF is to teach you some of the few things you can do to speed up your rank advancement on the board. Okay, so that is really what the focus of this ABBF is. So there are a lot of you who have joined this business and are now kind of learning about the whole system, because the IMMERI system itself is very unique. It's unlike most of the other network marketing plans that is out there. So even if you are a seasoned network marketer, this is quite new, okay? And it's actually truly simple, but because it's new and it's unique, it tends to be a little complicated if you don't know your way around it, okay? So this is a training that's supposed to help you get the hands of it, understand how the board works, understand how you can move up yourself through the ranks, and understand how you can actually do it quickly, how you can actually speed up the process. Like we say, you become like the catalyst or the admiral on the board, so that with your presence on the board, you actually get things moving very, very fast. And that is really what the aim of this ABBF is. So can we go next slide, please? All right, so first things first. So I'm sure all of you on this call actually are associates, right? I believe there's nobody who is yet to join the business. So because you are already an associate, you joined the business by choosing one of these packages, apart from the classic, which is not here. But you chose one of these packages, okay? So we have the classic package, we have the agency wholesale, wholesale tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. So basically, this is what you are getting, okay? So first, you needed to decide. You needed to decide which package. Now that you've decided, there's also another step you needed to take, okay? And that is decide on taking this all the way to the top. Our coach and mentor, Brian Lewis, will tell you from the onset that your goal should be diamond. It's not just trying to get to manager. It's not just trying to get to elite manager. It's not just trying to get to director so you get a car. Some of us that is how we are limiting ourselves. And if you do not create a dream or decide on something that's significant that can push you to do the work, all this is not going to be meaningful for you. So you have to decide really to go diamond. You have to look at the goal that is big enough to push you to action. Next slide, please. So after you decided, okay, you need to have a why, okay? Because a lot of us, actually, everything begins with why, your reason for wanting to win, for wanting to succeed, your reason for wanting to, get to the top. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to get to diamond? Why do you want to get to director? Why do you want to get to manager? What is your drive? What is that thing that you are looking at? Okay. For some of us, it's our family background. Maybe we come from a background where your father left you with almost nothing. You have to struggle, and you don't want that to happen to your children. That is your why. Maybe you have kids, and you just want to provide them with a future, a solid future. I know Mr. and Mrs. Mensah on the call have that as their personal why, and so when you see them move, nothing should tell you that they are bound to succeed. They are just driven by their why. Okay, so everybody has a why, and you need to identify your why. Why are you doing this business? What do you want to achieve? Maybe you want to break free from a stressful job. Maybe you realize that you don't have enough qualification to compete in the ordinary world, in the ordinary job market. If you were to use your certificate, you wouldn't have an opportunity at all to ever succeed the level you want to succeed. But you find that IMMERI can take you to that level. You need to identify that, and that becomes the reason why you're going to succeed. And once you identify that why, you commit, okay? You commit to the why, and you work the business through till you succeed. Next level. Now, what we're going to talk about now, you realize that with what you have decided, we have an opportunity, okay? But the opportunity is backed by great products. And this is why we are so strongly committed. We believe that we're going to succeed because why? We have relevant products. The word I'm using here is relevant, okay? So we don't just have products just to push. We have products that people need, that people are looking for. The only thing is that they don't even know that they exist. For example, when we talk about our flagship product, which is Vagine, okay, a lot of women are struggling with all kinds of gynecological issues, and they are popping antibiotics and other drugs, which is worsening their case, and they are just desperate, but they don't know that there's a product that can actually help them, a product that's natural, that's safe, that works in sync with their body, that can actually help them, overcome the challenges that they are having. They don't know, so we become the channels to provide them with this great solution, or to provide them with the great news that can help them out of their trouble. Okay, so as you can see, IMMERI has put together some of the best products in the world for us to build our business with, and that is why we are bound to succeed. Now, the next thing is that we have an amazing compensation plan. Okay, so as unique as it is, there are 3 words. Yesterday, I was speaking to a prospect that came in. She was all wild about what we have, and there are 3 words I told her. Okay, that makes our comp plan, or that makes our business plan actually very unique. One is that it's unique, obviously different from the other companies. Number 2 is it's very flexible. In fact, sometimes people don't believe how flexible IMMERI is until they actually start doing the business. So if you're already in it, you should be convinced, you should be so sold to this idea, because sometimes, because it's so flexible, you kind of don't take it that seriously. It's quite funny. The IMMERI plan is so flexible that you can work with it and make multiple streams of income from just working the system. All right, and that's what we're going to also focus on. So that is number 2, and number 3 is that it's super rewarding. So if you do the comparison of sorry, the effort you put into this business and the payout, it is crazy. And to think that some of the payments that you receive actually is not by your own effort takes it to a whole nother level. So those are the 3 things. It's unique, it's flexible, and it's super rewarding. Next slide, please. right? Okay, so number 3 is the people. Now, normally when we look at what makes a great company, those are the 3 things you're looking at. You know, the products, are they relevant? Are they marketable? Are they consumable? Are they products that people want, they need? Are they effective? Okay, number 2 is the plan. And number 3 is the people. And when we talk about the people, we are talking about not just corporate, but we are also talking about the leaders. We are talking about the quality of people we are attracting. And as you can already tell, what we have here in IMMERI, we are attracting some of the best people, some of the most skilled people, some of the best leaders in the industry. And that's one of the reasons why we are bound to go so far. And when you look at the quality even of our corporate structure, the 3 gentlemen who are leading the front with so much experience, over hundreds of years of combined experience in the direct selling and corporate management industry, that should tell you that we have a solid future. And to see what is already going on in terms of what the likes of Miss Queen Komoda, the Queen of Africa, is doing with his team, with her team in Africa, is amazing. All right. So here we have the best team, the best leadership, and we are attracting the best people. And on top of that, we have a growth process so that even if you're a beginner, maybe you don't see yourself as a great leader, you don't see yourself as a good marketer or anything. We have a system to groom you to become one of the best in the industry. And that is the good news that we have for you. Next slide. All right. So I guess at this point, I'm going to pass over the conversation or the discussion to my senior partner in the business. This gentleman is a bomb. He has a quality of personality that I admire so much. He is a manager and a growth trainer and one of the best trainers at the edge. So ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I want to hand over the next part of the presentation to my brother and friend, Mr. Akin Barreto. Mr. Barreto, are you on?
I am, sir.
Awesome.
And it's a great honor and privilege to be on the platform with you. I'm sure everyone had got something already of value. If you did, please type a very quick thank you to Mr. Chidi Choli, one of IMMERI's best trainers. I mean, it's absolutely with no doubt. I'm so excited to be on this platform with some amazing people. I'd like to thank the IMMERI corporate, for putting this up together for a lot of people to benefit. And I am glad that I am here to be part of this. I mean, if you are, please just say a big thank you to Mr. Chidi Choli. Mr. Chidi Choli, we want to say a big thank you to you. Let me just go on straight away. Most wealthy people or successful people have all said that they had to set goals to get to where they actually got to. So in IMMERI, it's as important also. And the goals are just simply the checkpoints to take you through this journey. The IMMERI compensation plan have a way of dividing that for you very easily. And what I do tell people is that once you follow this smart system of creating your goals, then you are as good as getting there. Smart means that the goal must be specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time-bound. So let's look at a goal that I know is, we go with anyone who's an associate here at IMMERI. No matter how long you've been an associate, whether you have been an associate for months or you just got started in IMMERI, let's say your goal is, my goal is to become an executive by December of 2020. My goal is to become an executive by December of 2020. Now, if you look at that type of a goal and you check these 5 words, it's that goal specific. Yes, it is. It's that goal measurable. Yes, it's specific because you have actually said you want to be an executive. Is it time bound? You said by December of 2020. Is it achievable? Yes, in 3 months, it is achievable. Is it realizable? Yes, it is. So when you think smart, when you put down your goals, then you are very quick at getting there. One of the things you also see is that when you set such a goal, you have also said that I am going to break even, because you will make over 800 US dollars, all right, from IMMERI. You will also place yourself as a position to make over 1,200 US dollars potential earnings, because as an executive with no qualifications yet, that's what you have done. So that's where you see the value in those goals. Let's move on to the next slide. Yes, now after setting the goals, the next thing is to take action. All right, it's not going to end at I will, or I shall, or I want, or my goal is to just be an executive at a particular time. No, there are some actions that you need to take. And that's where I want you to critically look at some of the things I'm going to share with you now, as these actions will naturally lead to the decisions that you will make, and the decisions will lead to your results. It's as plain as that. You don't take the actions, you will not get the results. So what's going to be? Now, you see, writing things down, I'm sure a lot of you also have read in books and you've heard from a lot of speakers, and they say it's very important. Yes, becoming successful here at IMMERI and moving from the associate board onto the next board requires you to actually write some things down. If I were you, I'll do what I did too. And I saw a lot of people do that. And a lot of my mentors did do that too right in front of me. They got a book. You get a book specifically for this journey. It's going to be a long journey, but the foundation is where you are actually at right now. So write down the activities that you will focus on. Right? We all know that focus is the father of success. After writing the goals down, right? That's why goals are important. You cannot focus if there's nothing to focus on. So it must be specific. So why you write goals down or you choose goals is so that you can stay focused once you have it down. So you want to write them down so that you can click focus into action. No goals written down, then focus cannot work. Distractions will be there. But once the goals are down, then it goes on. So let's take a look at some few activities that you can immediately go into. Now, I have read in several places, but very recently, one of our leaders who took one of the trainings, I'm not sure if it's the leadership training or it's the MOP, he did say that you need to actually look at the end from the beginning. All right, you look at the end from the beginning. Now, you see, in this journey, as you want to start with these three things I want to talk to you about, you must be clear about the end, right, from the beginning, because it's going to form your attitude. So if you look at these three processes, learn, expose, and train, right? I know a lot of top leaders who's joining IMMERI now. I mean, they are so good at what they've been doing over years, and it's so easy for anyone to just understand the fact that there's not much to learn. But you see, in my very little time here, I've come to just understand that, if there's something you can continually do here and get into an attitude of enjoying it, is learning. It's just it. You cannot stop learning, because to be a good trainer, you must be a good learner. Yes, it forms your attitude. It tells you the reason why you're learning is because you want to be able to train. Why do you want to train? Because you want to be able to impact another person, to pass it on, to pass the baton on to another person. So yes, it starts from learning and it ends at training. But if you have the end in mind, that why I'm going through what I'm doing is because I want to be able to pass it on to someone else, then it forms your attitude, all right, towards that learning. You now know that I am not learning for somebody else. I'm learning for myself so that I can also be helpful to another person. So the attitude will be more receptive. You will enjoy the process. You'll be excited to want to do it. Nobody calls you to be on a call. You know why you want to be on that. Why? Because to become a successful person in this industry, you must be ready to become a leader to a lot of people. And the only way to lead other people is to actually be able to provide solutions. So learning becomes a very key thing. So you must start here by learning. And where you truly learn is on the associate board. So as you learn, you make mistakes, you learn from the mistakes, you meet people, you interact, you see scenarios and situations, then you're prepared for the bigger boards, the bigger journey as you move on. So it's a process. That's where you are now. Yes, you will earn, but it's an opportunity to learn the business so that you can pass it on. And then you move on to exposing it, all right? Exposure is a very big tool in being successful in this industry, because once you can expose it, then you can create the right partnerships that will eventually lead you to attaining your goal. And yes, you will become a leader, and you will have to train one person. Yes, that's the least. You will have to, because that's how it works here, the duplication. Let's move on to the next slide, please. All right, so duplication is very key. All right, that's the engine, the fuel, all right, in this industry. It's duplication. So there's something called the dupe loop. The tell, the show, the try, the do. All right, you see, you need to tell your new partners what you did to get to where you got to. Exactly what you did to be able to actually get them to say yes. So that's why you have to learn the process properly, because when you do that and they get that clearly, then they are on the right course. You need to show them that you can do it. That they also can do it too. So you don't just tell it, you must be able to also show it. That's why it's important that you learn, because that's the only way you can create the duplication system. The only way to be completely successful in this industry is to create a seamless, learnable, easy system that others can follow. So you have to lay it down. So it goes on to, after showing, then we go to try. Watch them try exposing the business. Watch them try doing exactly what you have shown them. All right. I learned this some years ago, and I remember when I first got into IMMERI, I would sit down in front of the presentation room. I was going every day, right, whether I had a guest or not, because I knew that at some point I would have to also be presenting it too. And then I also understood the fact that I will also have to give room for other people to also do the same. Now I have people in my team doing the presentation also, and I'm actually encouraging them to be able to do it, because that's the only way to be successful here. You cannot build a business around yourself alone. So the moment you can watch them try to do it and they get better at doing it, yes, because anything you continually do, all right, success is around the corner. Someone says that, if focus is the father of success, then consistency is the mother. Yes, you see, I remember reading somewhere it says that the grandchildren of your critics will come back to call you an expert, because you are continually doing something, and then they say, okay, if you want somebody who knows how to do this, or if you want to know somebody who's been doing this for this period, go see Mr. A, go meet Mr. B. Oh, nobody does it except Mr. B, because of the fact that you have consistently do something. And there's no way you do not get better at doing that. So they eventually get better at doing that. So if you look at do, they will do the business duplicating you. That's it. What is up for sale is you, and that's why you need to develop it. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Next slide, Desida. All right, so this is it. It works in so many spans too, and in IMMERI, it is no different. The business system is a triangle. It starts by learning. Yes, with the end in mind, you have a particular attitude towards it. That's where you acquire a lot of things. It's called the acquisition stage, right? You would make mistakes. You would learn about different things, different terminologies. You would understand more about the products, about the compensation plan, about the people, about the leadership. You'll be able to identify mentors. You'll be able to know who to get close to make your journey faster within the system. You would understand all this, and then you get to a situation where you can now expose it. Now, when it comes to exposure, right, we're in a business of leverage. Yes, you can leverage. Yes, you can use the system to expose it, but you have to be there to learn how to expose it too, because you must develop into a leader who can pass on the information and then train other people for duplication. As soon as you train, then it goes back to the next, to the very first phase of the process. I do hope you got value from this particular session, and it's my honor and privilege again to take it back to an amazing trainer, awesome leader, someone who's already made an impact in the lives of people, all right, across the continent already. Welcome back, Mr. Chidi Choli.
Wow. What an introduction. And thank you so much for that. Actually, that part about duplication hits me, because really that is the fuel of our business. And so if you know how to do something in the business and you know how to do it well, if you can recruit people, if you can sell, you can present, you can close, it's not enough for you alone to know how to do it. The power is when you can teach other people, especially your team members, to be able to do what you can do. And that is why this is so key. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Akim Barreto. I told you he's a great coach and trainer, and he has done it. All right. So now my role here, we are getting into a part that is going to be more of an engaging kind of part of the whole training. All right. So I'm going to take my time here, and I'm going to just explain how the board works in brief. We've done this over and over and over again, doing our presentations at the office and online on Zoom. So I'm sure if you are here, it's because you saw the presentations. But now we're going to get into it in a different way to help you understand how it actually works, okay? So if I may know, before we go on, how many of you have never, it's a tricky question, right? Have never been to your back office before? How many of you, let's do that for Mr. Akim Barreto. If you really got value from what he did, what he just shared with us, can you say thank you to him? Can you type it, give him some thumbs up, give him some thank you, let him know that you really appreciate what he just did. Let it come before we continue. Yes, who is this? Aris Musasu says thank you, Mr. Barreto. Wow. Ade Jumoke says amazing training as usual. Thank you, Mr. Chidi and Mr. Prof. Wow, Prof. Akim Barreto. I didn't hear Prof. Thank you, sir. Thank you for great presentation, Mr. Barreto. Thank you. So they are coming. Yes. Mr. Barreto, that's for you. Right. So thank you. Yes. Ronald Adom, thank you, sir. All over from Africa, Middle East. Thank you. And Trinidad and Tobago. All right. So I'm sure there are some other partners from other parts of the world. We have from UK and other places all on the call. So this for you, Mr. Akim Barreto. Now, so let's go on, right? So I just wanted to also quickly know how many of you have never seen your back office before? How many of you have never? If you're on the call, maybe you are just so new, you've not had access to your back office. Can you type a 1 if you have never seen your back office before? Just type 1 if you've never seen your back office before. I want to know my audience. Wow. Rich Lab says, Chioma. Whoa. Agnes, okay. All right, Aisha, okay. Aralula, interesting. Wow. Okay. So again, more coming, interesting. Okay, so this is going to be your first assignment. Okay, for those of you who are typing the one who are saying that you've never seen your back office, I believe somebody may have reached out to you. Mostly your upline leader may have reached out to you with how to get to your back office. If you haven't, just contact them and ask them for the link and the process to create your password to your back office. So you need to have access to your back office, okay? And the first thing you need to do is to set up your 3 passwords. So they'll give you the instructions as to how to do that, all right? We'll probably also encourage all the team leaders on this call to share that script with everybody on your platform so that everybody knows what to do. But as a matter of urgency, anytime somebody new gets signed up, let's make sure we get them the login access, okay? Because that's very important. Because what we are going to do next, which is this part of the presentation, is going to talk about the board. And for you to really appreciate it, you need to know how your board looks like, okay? So I'm going to do a brief explanation of how the board works. Then we get into some engaging activities, all right? I hope you're excited. So with what we've already explained from the presentations that you already know, okay? Basically, the IMMERI plan is more like a board system. We call it the synergistic board breaking plan, okay? Because it's a board that has 15 slots on it. And as you can see, the top part has 7 and the bottom part has 8. So if you put everything together, you have 15 slots. However, the top part, which is made up of 7 slots, is always filled. So that is filled by normally people who are already existing in the business. So we call them existing members, okay? And basically that means that the new members who are now joining the business will fill up one of the slots at the bottom. Okay, so the bottom 8. So you may join as the first person at the bottom, you may join as number 11th position, or you may join as the last person on the board. Now, technically speaking, right, as this board is being filled by new members joining the board, everybody at the top gets paid. That is the basic principle. Everybody at the top gets paid. But the difference in payment depends on your position on the board, as in whether you are elite or just an existing member, and also depends on how many people that you have as qualification. Okay, so you hear me use the word qualification because at different levels, the qualification may mean either people you have sponsored or your team members that are counting for you on the board. Okay, so normally from the pre-associate or associate level, it is how many people you have sponsored who are at your level. That's what qualification means. How many people you have sponsored who are at your level, all right? So in this scenario, the numbers in black are the actual people on the board. So you can say, you can put your name there, Chioma, we have Grace Darling, we have Veronica, we have, who else? Let me go up and see if I can get some real names. We have Aisha, we have Lily, we have Rita, okay, we have Agnes. So you can put your name in place of the black. And the numbers in white represent the number of people those people have brought. Okay, so if you look at your board in your back office, you notice that beside your member ID, there is something that is written like Q, and there's a number in brackets. So sometimes you see Q and into bracket 0, or you see Q into bracket 1. Okay, that Q represents qualification. That is the number of people that are qualifying for you. All right. So in this scenario, 2 has brought 4 people, 3 has brought 1 person, 5 has brought 2 people, 7 has brought 1, 9 has brought 3, 11 has brought 2. The rest are here to bring somebody. So technically they have 0. Okay. Now, when the board gets full, 2 things happen. Number 1, the leader of the board, who is the lead normally occupies the first spot. He gets promoted to the next higher rank. Okay? And the second thing that happens is that this same board will split into 2 in order to create more room for new members to join. But because the board splits into 2, it provides opportunity for 2 members within the previous board to get promoted to become the elite of the 2 new boards. Now, why is it important to become the elite? Number one is because the elite gets paid more than the rest of the existing members. His commission, his bonus as new members join the board is higher than the rest of the existing members. It doesn't even matter if you have brought 4 and the elite has just brought 2 people. Once he's the elite, he gets paid. He's like the supervisor. He gets more money than the rest of the existing members. So that's one of the reasons why the elite position is enviable. Number 2 is that the elite is the only person who gets promoted to the next higher rank once the board gets full. So this is key. Bear it in mind. All right? He gets paid more and he gets promoted to the next higher rank. All right? Now, so once the board gets split into 2 and it creates 2 new boards, everybody is supposed to have a leader, and so 2 people from here will now get the opportunity to become the leaders of the 2 new boards. So how do we choose who becomes the leader of the 2 new boards? And this is where the criteria comes in. And in the IMMERI system, we use performance before seniority. Okay, because that's the fairest way to promote or to recognize people, by performance. All right. So in this scenario, you have 2 who has brought 4, okay, and then 9 who has brought 3 as the best performers on this particular board. All right, because they are brought in more people than the rest. So it's not about who came in first. Okay, because as you can see, number 9 joined here as a new member, but is getting promoted ahead of number 8, number 7, number 6, and all these people because he performed better on this particular board than the rest of them, right? So the 2 people to be promoted is number 2, who comes here, and number 9. And then the rest of the board is filled in that order. So the next highest is 5 and 2. So 5 and 11, because 5 has 2 qualifications, 11 has 2 qualifications. So they are positioned. And then we have 3 and 7. Okay, so where there's a tie, seniority is the determining factor. So 3 comes and then 7. Then the rest have 0. So now seniority applies 4, 6, and then 8, and then the rest follow. So 10, 12, 13, 14, and 15, right? So this happens automatically. You don't have anything to do with it. It actually happens in a split second. So once the last person drops, the board will split and everybody will be in their rightful positions. All right, this is it. Now I want to make a note here, since this is a training, okay, for you to appreciate something. Seniority on the board is based on your position, based on how close you are to the elite position. Okay, the elite position is the first spot on the board. Okay, so it's not about when you sign up. Okay. Yes, when you sign up might give you the earlier seniority, but when the board splits, the seniority might change because somebody who came in new, like number 11, is now having a senior position than number 7 who came in earlier than him. Okay, so remember that, because that's going to be important when we come to the board breaking strategy. All right, so seniority is how close you are to the elite position. That is what seniority in our system actually means, not just when you signed up. All right, so that is how it works. Okay, and so this is just to explain how the system works. So basically, if you are talking about the associate board, per how payment is made, if you sign up 1 person, you get paid, okay, 1,800 Naira or 23.6 Ghana cedis or $5, right? So that is, if you sign up 1 person and new members are joining, you get paid $5, 23.6 Ghana cedis or 1,800 Naira, all right? And basically we understand that, okay? So if you have 2 or more people, the bonus increases. And if you are the elite, it becomes even bigger, okay? And you have all the bonuses and things, right? So the idea here is that if you understand, if you have not understood anything at all, what you must know is that the elite position is key. So that's going to be our first strategy, all right? The elite position is key, because if you want to rank advanced, you first need to become an elite before you can get promoted to the next higher rank. Without becoming an elite, you can't get promoted. So everybody's goal is to capture the elite. Can you type it down? Capture the elite. Your first goal is to capture the elite. On anybody you find yourself, your first goal is to what? Capture the elite. Okay? That is your first goal, because that is how you're going to rank advanced. Now, yes, awesome. Now the question somebody may ask is, how many people do I need to be able to capture the elite? I like that. It's flowing. Capture the elite. Yes. All right. How many people do I need to capture the elite? Now, the beautiful thing about IMMERI's plan is you don't need 100 people to capture the elite. You don't need 1,000. You don't need 20 people to rank advanced. In fact, the way the board is structured, realize that there are 7 existing members already. And these 7 existing members are all competing, plus those who even joined, they are all competing for this elite position. So even if the competition was just among these existing members, and there are 8 spots on the board, okay, all things being equal, if one person brings 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, and the next person also brings 3, 1, 2, 3, it's just left with 2 spots. So all things being equal, normally with 3 qualifications, you can secure the elite. So you can work with a 3x3 system, okay? Which means you make sure that you get your 3, and then you work with your team members to also get their 3. That is one of the best or most simple strategy you can use if you want to build very, very fast. A 3x3 system, okay? In certain rare circumstances, you may need a 4th qualification because there might be competition on the board, which is due to the fact that sometimes some people carry over their qualification, like number 3 here, okay? On this board, although it's a new board, this 1 qualification will still be counting for him here. And so he comes to this board already with 1 qualification. So if you are here and you have 0 qualification and he has 1, he will just need 2 people to get a 3. And this person may be able to get maybe 2 people, right? So you need to have like 3 or 4 to be able to outwit this guy who has 2 qualifications. Okay, so we'll come to that. So now that we understand the basic concept and our immediate goal, okay, which is to capture the elite, let's go on to the board simulation, okay? And then we can now answer some questions, okay? We're going to make this engaging. Normally, when this is live, we have a lot of fun. We break into groups and we do a lot of fun activities. But we are doing this online, so let's see how that will go. All right, so let's welcome now to the board simulation, how we break the boards. All right, so we have a scenario here, okay, and I'm going to read. I wish I could make this bigger. Is there a way I can change the view? I'm getting 50%. Can I make the slide bigger so that I can read well? Okay, I think there's something here. Let me see. Awesome. I can do it myself. Awesome. Okay. All right. So now, let's study this board carefully, okay? And then imagine that you are Captain Z on the associate board. So this is an associate board, okay? It could be the same for a pre-associate board, okay? So imagine that you are Captain Z, which means that you are the elite of this board, okay? You're already the elite, and you've been there since February 2019. February 2000, that's a long time ago. All right, and there has been no activity on your board. So since this board broke in 2019, in fact, that's more than a year ago, you realize that your board has not had any activity. Assuming you don't know the other people on this board, that is a question to you. So now I want your feedback. Get ready to type, okay? First question, how would you interpret what is happening on this board? Dr. Kimito says, God forbid, I forbid. Yes, God forbid that you be on this board since 2019. But it happens, it can happen. Because, listen, to encourage everybody on this call, all right? I told you IMMERI is very flexible. Now, IMMERI's system is such that once you are active for life. Because this is not a company that ties your activity to your authorship. Okay? So the fact that you are not buying products doesn't mean you are not active. In the system, you are still active. So you can actually even die and resurrect and still come and build your business. Thankfully, we are building a business that is built to last. All right, so I'm seeing some answers coming already. How would you interpret the board? So somebody says that the board members are either sleeping or yet to get results. Awesome. Somebody says dormant. Pearl Delali says dormant. There's no referral. Okay. Somebody says Jesus. All right. All right. Somebody says the members gave up. Giving up. I will say that. Okay. They are all waiting for someone else to work. And no one took responsibility to work. That's true. From dormant to dominate. Powerful. Undergoing foundational building. All right. Someone says they are not serious about their business. Okay. Let's be careful with that interpretation. No activities. All right. Wow. I can't even catch up now. No activities at all, meaning no prospecting at all. That's possible. Dead board. This is a fantastic board for me to elite with my downline. Wow, that is from a very positive mindset. J Mama, evidently. Awesome. The members are fed up and not getting sign-ups and might not have the know-how. That is a good one. So if you're a team leader here, that is actually another thing to look at. Maybe they don't know how, all right? And actually that's why we are doing this board simulation presentation, this ABBF, that's a goal, okay, to teach you the how, all right? So let's not give up yet, okay? So if you are in that situation, it doesn't mean it's useless. It doesn't mean, you are wrecked. It doesn't mean you can't move on. You just need something. You just need to know something that can help you. Find a way of encouraging the other board members to recruit. Okay, so the simulation here says that assuming you don't know the rest of the board members, all right? So what are you going to do? Are you going to determine good board for me to take the 2 elites? Yeah, Mr. Mensah, no wonder. All right. Honestly, this looks like the board I am presently in. Oh dear. Okay, don't worry, you're going to find some answers today. So that's the goal of this training. They became members just for their products. I'm not too sure about that. We'll get into that. Just selling probably. Maybe true. Are you sure this is not my board? All right. Something is not adding up. Okay, members have been sleeping since 2019. Yeah, that's evident. Multiple accounts under one person. That's also possible. Some bots are dead. They are waiting for a befitting burial or resurrection from one serious person. That may be true also. Can you find out? So if you're on this board, all right, there are so many, I can't even catch up. Fred Alapa says, can you find out how to communicate with other board members? Yeah, there's a way to do that. It happens all the time, so you can. Okay, team members may not have had a yes. Okay, so it means they are still working since 2019, but they don't have a yes. Okay, They could just be names used to buy products. No one is active at all. All 7 of them, including the one who has signed up 3 people, is an elite. I wonder. Some are not now. Okay, awesome. All right, so I think we can. Let me read the last one. It is not dead. If you look at the board, the elite can't exit if others are not working. My opinion, they can't exit. I wonder. Okay, so those are good. I think I'm enjoying this. It looks like it's becoming real to me now. I was wondering how this was going to go, but I'm enjoying it. It's nice. All right, so good feedback. So let's take number 2. Question number 2. Are you with me? Question number 2. Is this discouraging, and why? I think some people have given some positive answers already. Is this discouraging, and why? All right. I think, yeah, Chioma says yes. It's discouraging, yeah. It looks discouraging. Yes, it is discouraging. All right. No, it's not. Okay, awesome. Grace, powerful. I like that. No. Frederick Mensa says no. Opportunity not discouraging. Awesome. Yahweh J. Hanako. Okay. I wish, if this was BBF, I would have given mic to those who are saying no, it's not. No, because you can take responsibility, and that's the key. Awesome. So I'm getting some answers here. So those of you who are on boards like this, okay? So you are getting some answers already. Some people are saying very discouraging. But there's an answer for you, okay? Because you can take responsibility. We'll talk about that. Very discouraging, especially for the elite. Seriously? It's not. Okay. To me, no, because it gives me a platform to turn the dark gold to fine gold. True? Very discouraging. I believe it's just a matter of time. Time again. All right. Not really. More room for prospecting. Yes, it is, but okay. Now, awesome. I'm on a board like that. Awesome. So, I'll tell you something. We are all on boards like that. All right. Yeah. Okay. Not at all. Need to go back to basics. Awesome. Yes. Now. So we've had. I've closed the. I've just. Okay. So let me bring it back up. Okay. So thank you for your submissions. They are great. I'm actually enjoying it. And as we can see, there are different ways of looking at it, okay? Now, if you are Captain Z, you are the elite. Or you may not even be Captain Z, you may be one of the members on this board. Now, as long as you are a member of this board, what should be your attitude? What should be your attitude? That is what you should ask yourself. You are on this board. Remember that everything, whether the board is going to move or not, depends largely on you. And I'm going to prove it to you. Somebody says pray and fast. All right? It depends largely on you. And so we don't want to, we don't want to be passive about this amazing opportunity that has been handed to us. When you have a mindset where you just get discouraged, it's actually, setting you up for defeat or for giving up, and that is not encouraging. And I like one quote that a great mentor shared one time. He said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. So when you face challenges, don't just throw your hands in the air and say it's difficult, I can't. Immediately you say that you block yourself from the opportunity to learn how to overcome that situation. So the question to ask is, how can I do it? How can I move this board? Because if you are on the board, you are also responsible. Okay? So the mindset is to first take responsibility. I am on the board, and as long as I am on this board and I want this board to move, it is up to me. right? Don't fold your arms and just say, I brought 3 people. And I sometimes you get a lot of people doing that. All right? I brought 3 people and I've done enough. Let the people do the rest. That is why the board has been there since 2019. But when you take responsibility and you decide that if nobody's going to break this board, if nobody's going to move this board forward, like my sister J Mama said, I'm going to work it myself and take the 2 elites. I'm going to get to work on this board, get new members onto this board, and take the lead. And I'll give you a real scenario. All right? So this is what must be your mindset. You must take responsibility. And you do that for 2 reasons. One is, of course, it's going to help you rank advance regardless of the situation. But number 2, you get to develop a story that can help you encourage a team member or a downline who may suffer the same situation. Because imagine you are encouraging somebody, but you yourself have never had the experience before. You see how deterred you can be in that situation? Because if everybody gets to a board that is active, especially, and sometimes you meet people who are that way. They have probably been fortunate to have active people always on their board, so it's easy for them to make certain demeaning statements. But if you have been in a situation like this, you know how to be empathetic. And empathy is one of the ways to actually get your business all the way to the top. Are we together? So first of all, take responsibility. So if you're on a board like this, you have to take responsibility. Now the third reason you are going to the reason why taking a responsibility is good is that you become a catalyst. Can you all type catalyst? And thank God we have a product that is that is made up of catalyst. All right? You have to become the catalyst on the board. You have to become the Adwell, the enzyme. Yes, you have to become the catalyst on the board. Because guess what? Some of you may not know, but people sometimes are also waiting for a move before they will move. If supposing this board has been here since 2019 and you drop 3 people on this board, will we say that it's inactive? No. And basically you'll be surprised that immediately you start moving and you start dropping 1, 2, 3 people. The people you are saying are dead. The people you are saying are ghost names. The people you are saying are just bought products. You'll be surprised that they will start coming to sign up people on this board, trying to compete to also take an elite on the board. So become the catalyst. Become the reason why somebody else will become active. Don't fold your arms and say, I'm waiting for somebody to drop before me, I also drop. Then the board will remain like that. So take responsibility. If the board is not moving, move. If you move and nobody is not moving, take the 2 elites and rank advance and build your team to continue taking the elite. Are we together? So take responsibility, become the catalyst on the board. I'm telling you, and I've seen this happening. Sometimes it's even not the people who are actually monitoring the board. There might be somebody on this board who has not even seen the board before. But his upline has eagle eyes. The upline is always monitoring. So when he sees that there's activity now on the board, they start calling their team members. Hey, wake up because your board has started failing. If you put 2 on the board, you can make an elite. If you put 3 on the board, you can make an elite. And then before you know, a board that you thought was dead will suddenly come alive because there's competition on that board. Are we together? So those are my friends who said, you are in a similar situation. This is how to actually approach it. Are we together? Did this help? If it helped, just say yes, it helped. Yes. Type yes if this helped before we move on to the next. Yes, yes, thank you. I'm looking for those who said there was this lady. Did it help? I know it's hard, but yes, you can. All right? Yes, yes. How does having 2 elites on the board help? Okay, I'll tell you. Awesome. 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 Okay. So somebody asked a question. How does having 2 elites on the board help? So it helps because number one, like Mr. Kim Barreto just said in his presentation, you start with the end in mind. Okay? Your goal is not to stay on the associate board. Your goal is to go all the way to diamond. But you realize that when you get beyond the associate board, it's no more about your recruitment. It is more about your team members also being able to get promoted. So if you secure an elite, if you are Captain Z on this board, and you are able to get 2 of your downlines to get the 2 elite positions on this board, you see how that will help you? You might not see it immediately, but what will happen is that when you become an executive, those 2 people will be in good position also to become executive. And once they become executive, you have 2 qualifications, which will put you in a very good position for you to also become the elite executive. This is why it's important. All right? So become the catalyst on the board, and if nobody will move, get your team to take the 2 elites. And that way you'll be securing yourself not just even on the associate level, but on the higher levels, which is executive and manager. Are we together? So this is it. And because you do this, it also builds momentum in your own team. So there are so many benefits for you getting up and taking responsibility and moving yourself forward. Now, because of this, what I want to say to you is, if you're on this call, congratulations, you just learned one of the secrets to board breaking. All right? Now, if there's anywhere you are lacking, maybe your challenge is you don't know how to get your people to work, or your challenge is maybe you are not a good recruiter, you cannot recruit people. All right? That is cause for you to get training. That is where you get close to the leaders who know how to do it. That is where you get close to your upline leader. It might not be your immediate sponsor, it might not be the person who sponsored you, but it might be somebody in that leadership who can help you. Okay, so you go to them, and I'm telling you, there's no leader here who will reject somebody who comes from maybe a 3rd or 4th or 5th generation, who comes and says, senior, I'm struggling, I want to break a board, this board has been active, but I love the business, I want to do it. Can you show me what to do? There is no leader who will reject you. And in fact, all the leaders I know are looking forward for team members to come to them with such questions. Just this morning, I had to wake up so early to have a call just to train someone, one of my partners, all the way in the UK, on phone. We did almost 3 hours on phone. Why? Because she called me up and said, this is a lady who has not been active for a few months now because, she got locked in Ghana and because of the coronavirus, and finally she got the opportunity to go back to the UK, and she joined the ladies talk call yesterday with Mrs. Abram Mensah and Dr. Nono Oji and the rest, and she was so fired up. And she called me, she said, Chidi, I really didn't understand the business before, but after joining the call, I'm so fired up. I've seen that I've been playing. I want to do this. I want you to help me. How do I get people? How do I do this? And I was so excited. And for 3 hours, in fact, we started yesterday in the night, but I just gave her, the basics, and I told her we're going to continue this morning. and this morning for 3 hours. I'm telling you, get to your leaders. There's no leader who rejects somebody who is excited about the business. All right? So that is how we handled this particular one. Was this helpful? Was this helpful? Yes? No? Maybe so? All right, so let's go to the next slide. Next activity. Ta-da, we're going. Boom. All right. So here are some answers for you. All right. So with the questions that we had, the board is really slow. Yes, it looks like nobody would exert effort to fill up the board. Yes. We got some great answers. Some of the possible answers for number 2 is, as an elite associate on this board, I can bring in new people to fill up the board. That's true. All right. And I should recruit new members to join and decide if I do focus building my new team members on this board, I'll be able to create new elite associates as I leave the board. And that's very good. And it's going to help you on your onward progression to the top. Awesome, 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 awesome. So that's it. I'm still seeing some very exciting. Wow, 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 wow. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right. So I know we're excited. Let's go on. So I'm giving you another scenario. This is another scenario. So study the board carefully. Imagine you are still Captain Z on the associate board. So we are still Captain Z. Okay, you are the elite. Somebody raise their hand. Okay, my moderator will handle that. All right. So now, watch it carefully. So you are tribal. Tribal is your direct downline. So you are Captain Z, and tribal is your direct downline. Okay? And Indelible was sponsored by Tribal. Indelible is the new member who is occupying the 4th position from the bottom. Okay? Awesome. All right? So from your interaction with Tribal, he seems to be slow and he takes things at his own pace. He cannot be nudged. Now, does Indelible have a chance to become elite? First question. Can we answer that? Can we answer that? Does Indelible, watch the board carefully. Does Indelible? Wow, Mr. Brian Lewis said yes. Yes, 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 absolutely, yes. Okay, so it's evident. He has a chance, all right? So let's watch the qualifications that people have on this board carefully, all right? Passionate has 3 qualifications, Ensign has 2 qualifications, Pirate has 2 qualifications, Tribal has 1. And now Indelible has a chance also. Very daunting task, okay? So who do you think is Indelible's biggest competitor for the elite position? Biggest competitor. Now let's answer that number 2 question. Who do you think is his greatest competitor? Greatest rival is Ensign and Pirate. Ensign and Pirate. Okay. Awesome. Passionate. Passionate. Passionate is almost secure. Passionate. Okay. Okay. Let's see. See, passionate. A lot of people are saying passionate. Biggest competitor. Passionate. I would say passionate is almost secure. Right? So the other, because there are 2 people that become elite anytime a boss plays. Ensign, Pirate, Ensign, Pirate. Okay. Let's see. So why are you saying, I wish I could give you a chance for someone to share. Why are you saying Ensign? And why are you saying Pirate? I'm interested in the one who is saying Pirate. Why do you say Pirate? Why do you say Pirate? J Mama says Ensign. Who said Pirate? I'm interested. Engage me. Fred Mensah says, I say Pirate because he's senior to Indelible. Okay. but ensign is also senior to pirate. So why do you say pirate? Pirate can be older in the system. Pirate is senior. What about ensign? Pirate can add 2 signings. What about ensign? Not me. Okay, because he also has 2, and if he's able to get, okay, I'll tell you something. Now, indelible has 4 slots. Okay, so let me give you a board analyzing strategy. Okay, so I'm going to give you something that will help you. So definitely yes, pirate and ensign are the competitors. But watch this with me. Okay, stop typing and watch this with me. All right. So study the board carefully. Okay, pirate has fortunate has 3, ensign has 2, drop it has 0, blazer for you has 0, pirate has 8, capital has 2. So you notice capital O2 has 0, sorry. So let's understand how this board got arranged in the first place. So you notice that mostly when the board splits, the people with existing qualification normally take what? The first box close to the elite. And then the rest with 0 follow at the back. So it means that when the board broke, initially pirate has 0. Because remember that Captain Z is the one who brought tribal. So we get it. Captain Z is the one who brought tribal, and then tribal brought indelible. Okay? So it means that gold cast and fortune were actually brought by pirate, because pirate would have joined this board with 0, but it means that he's actively building. So I would say that the pirate is the biggest competitor, because pirate has brought 2 people, which means that he's very intentional, seeking to become elite on this particular board. Ensign's 2 qualifications were carried over from the previous board. Are we together? So that is how you analyze it. That's how you look at who is the main competitor. So it's pirate. Pirate is the one who is showing activity. He's moving. So he has intent to become elite. Yes, ensign is also a competitor, but right now, pirate is the one who is willing to do anything to become elite. So that's the guy you should watch. All right? All right, so number 3, suppose you speak to indelible about the possibility to become an elite, and he seems open to it, and he says he can only do 2 additional accounts. What will you do under the circumstances? Hello? Let's answer that question. Yes, Chiaka, it doesn't say that pirate brought Chiaku. It doesn't say that pirate brought anybody. But if you analyze the board, you can tell that he brought the 2 people. This is board mathematics. Boardmatics. All right? Study the board carefully. You see it. Because when it breaks, if he had 2 if it was a carry over 2 qualifications, he would have been ahead of drop it. So it meant that he was having 0 by the time the ball split. That's why he's behind drop it and blazer. Awesome, explicitly explained, boss. Thanks. So that's how to analyze the board. Okay. So now, if you are Captain Z, you analyze this board. You see that okay, now indelible has the interest. You spoke to indelible. Indelible has the interest. He wants to go for the elite. But indelible says, I have 2 people that are willing to sign up. And I can get 2 people to sign up on this board. What will you do? Ideas, I need ideas. Okay? Now the question is, if he brings the 2, would it be okay for him to become elite? The answer is No, all right, because already there are 2 people ahead of him that have 2. Awesome. So what would you advise? 2 will not be okay. I will help Indelible recruit 2 more to secure. Okay, so he has to get 4. That's what you are saying. Okay, who has a different idea? Sign up the other 2 people under tribal. Wow, you are going to give Indelible's people to tribal? That is suicidal. Theodora, that's suicidal. No. Now the experts are speaking. Mr. Fred Mensa says 3 and block. Okay, so that is something you have to learn. Okay, so we call something block. Okay, so if Indelible can go, yes, he can become elite, right? But he needs a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 4 if he really wants to become elite. Because if he gets 3 and either ensign or pirate also add 1, if he gets 3, they'll still be left with 1 spot. And if pirate or ensign add 1, they will eliminate him. So although he gets 3 qualifications, all right, he will not go. So ultimately he needs 4. But like Mr. Fred Mensa has just said, he can get 3 and then you do a block. A block means that somebody else can just come and take this spot who will not count for either pirate or ensign. So if you can push an Indelible to get 3, okay, then you look for a way to block this one. Okay, the last spot, because if you leave it blank, obviously, even if it were my downline, I'll pause, and if ensign was even dead, I'll go and resurrect him to come and put in that one. All right, because I mean that is how the game is. It's very competitive, as in the voice of Reverend Daniel Sekwe. Okay, IMMERI's comp plan is synergistic. Is what? It's what? I've forgotten the word. It's synergistic. It's flexible. Collaborative. Yes, sorry. Thank you for that, Mr. Ryan Lewis. It's synergistic, it's collaborative. But it's also competitive, highly competitive. Yes. So you don't leave chances when you get a chance, all right? So you make sure you block if you can. If you can't produce the 4, you block. So these are the answers, all right? Awesome. So since Indelible is willing to sign up 2 new members, I would also capitalize on the possible investment of supporting him by adding 1 more qualification to build his own team, because it also implies long-term benefits once Indelible gets to the elite. So he actually needs to get 3, then you see a way of blocking with 1. Okay, and that could come in different forms. Okay, you could get a different account to sign up and then get a block, or if probably there's a classic account that is building up to that same board, you need to speed up that account so that it can come and provide a block for that to happen. All right, so that is it. Now let's go to activity number 3. Please, could you kindly explain the block? Yes, so the block means getting an account, okay, somebody or an account that will come and occupy that last spot, but that account may not necessarily count for anybody. Okay, so it could be maybe tribal getting somebody to join. If tribal brings somebody, that could be the block. Okay, maybe it's maybe talking to capital O2 to provide 1 person. If capital O2 is your downline, you could tell capital O2, do you have 1 person? Let's sign him up. Let's work on that person and sign him up. So it will count for capital O2, but it will provide a block for indelible to become the elite. That's how you do it. But you must do it quickly because time is of essence. Usually you do it together, all right? So that's it. I'm giving out some of the secrets. All right? Are we together? Awesome. Now, activity number 3. Study this board carefully. Imagine you are indelible on this board. Okay? Indelible recently signed up ZU17 and Active Fire. So indelible has 2 qualifications now. Okay? Which associates on this board have the potential to become elite? What are your answers? Which, if you study the board, which people on this board have the opportunity to become elite? Who are the elite potentials on this board? Okay, somebody says ensign, pirate, indelible. Is that all? To become elite. Fortunate is 1 yes. Tribal, okay. Tribal, let me see, where's tribal? Yeah, tribal too has a chance. Okay, so you see how competitive this is. So you don't assume that anybody is dead. Nobody is dead on this board. IMMERI doesn't have any dead people. In fact, even if you die, your account will be willed to your son or your next of kin. So nobody is dead. You'll be surprised. Yes. So we have the 4 answers: fortunate, ensign, pirate, tribal, and fortunate, ensign, pirate, tribal, and indelible. Yes. Awesome. So there are 5 competitors on this board. And every single one of these 5 people have a chance to become elite. Never think anybody is dead. That's a mistake. You'll be shocked that the person you are thinking is dead will produce 3 people in a stretch. Okay? So 5 people are in competition now. Now, if you are indelible, what must you do to become elite? Now let's look at what you can do to become elite. What can you do to become elite? Yes? What can you do to become elite? I think we have the answers already. Drop 2 more. J Mama. Solomon said drop 2. Add 2. Yes. That can work. Fill up the spaces. Yes. Hilda Danso. Comfort Success says register 2 people, either 1 direct and 1 indirect. Awesome. 1 and block. I love that. You are learning the tricks. Drop 1 and block. Awesome. All right. So that's great. We are learning. So what can indelible do to close a prospect who is interested in signing up with agency or wholesale to help them act quickly? Because for example, if somebody is now going to sign up, if indelible should drop 1, we all know it's not safe, right? So let's say indelible has spoken to somebody who is willing to sign up with agency or wholesale. Okay? What can indelible do to close that? What can you say to that person? Now we are going to learn some terminologies for closing. What can you say? Okay? So let's say indelible has that chance, and he has spoken to somebody or some people, and they want to sign up, but they are dragging their feet. And we know time is of the essence, because with this board looking like this, if ensign drops 1, indelible is literally eliminated. If pirate drops 1, indelible is eliminated. So what should you do? What should you say? Actually, indelible should register one direct and one under use to prepare for the next board. Okay, all right. Person should come with 2 agencies. Oh, there's only 2 spots left too. 2 agencies will help. No, so what are you going to tell that person? Imagine he's just, you know, trying to close it, but he has gotten 1 person, and the person is interested in signing up. What can he tell the person to act quickly? Sign up 1, and the last one is for his downline. Okay? But if it were you, would you respond? That's what you must think. If indelible was the one telling you you are going to sign up, so sign up 1 and get 1 extra downline, would you be that excited about it, or you think you are being used? Or show him the opportunity to start earning. Okay, so it could show him the opportunity to start earning as soon as the board breaks. Go up to the earning position instead of waiting for the number 8. That is it. Okay, so sometimes closing means you have to open the board to show them. So J Mama has given a very powerful answer. You could show them the board. Let them know there is 2 remaining. If they don't sign up now, they will become the first person on the next board and wait for that board to fill. But if they sign up now, they will be one of the existing members, which means that if they even have just 1 qualification, they will start earning. So that is how you close the deal. So when you do that, you can even show them that if they get 1 now, if they sign up and they sign up with 1, they could be in an earning position and they could be closer to the elite, which will make it easier for them to rank advance. So that is the language you use. Sometimes you talk to the person has the money, but the person tells you, oh, you call me over the weekend. You say, boss, no, let's look at the board critically. We have only about one day or even like a few hours to act. If we don't close this board now, all these people have a chance to become elite. If we don't do it now, you will become the first person on a new board, which means you have to, even when you sign up new members, you still have to wait for the board to fill before you start earning team bonus. Sense of urgency, my brothers and sisters. You don't just tell the person, bring 1. No, or sign up, please. No. Because everybody is looking for what is in it for me. WIIFM, what is in it for me? So if you can't show them what is in it for him, you are manipulating the person, which is wrong. Get the person to see the value in taking action now. What is the benefit to him? All right? So that is really how to go about it. I hope I help somebody here. Okay, so we got that right? All right? So what he must say, he must show them that the moment they sign up under them, and when the board gets, oh, this language is not my language, and when the board gets to tax 15, they will immediately start earning team bonus, as they will be placed on 2 to 7 tax. Yeah, earning spot for associates. Okay, make them aware that the opportunity will be based on team effort by everybody on the board. That's whether or not they brought in the qualification from 8 to 15. So that's too technical. Okay, so that's too technical. So basically, that's what I've said. It puts you in an earning position. Okay, it puts you in an earning position, and that is what you must say to them, and that would get them, to take action. It happens sometimes. I'm telling you, you might have to even follow them to the bank to withdraw the money, because some people drag their feet. They are interested, they have the money, and they are dragging their feet. But when you show them the value, they will be running. All right? Now, activity number 4. I think this is going to be the final one. Again, let's study the board carefully. Now imagine that you are Tribal's direct upline. Now I'm giving you responsibility on the associate board. Okay? Supposing Tribal has 3 accounts that are elite pre-associates. One has 3 people to break, another needs 5 people to break, and the third one has no one yet, no one on it yet. Okay. Number 1, or the question for you is, as his upline, so you are Tribal, so you are looking for Tribal. Where's Tribal? Tribal has 1 qualification. Okay, so assuming forget all the previous scenarios. Okay, now this is, you are probably an executive, and Tribal is your direct sign up. Okay, forget about the previous scenarios. Now your interest on this board is Tribal. All right, and this is the scenario. Tribal has been working so hard, but he's building from classic, and he has a team that has 3 members who are already elite pre-associates. If you are his upline, who needs him to advance so that you can get the qualification, what steps will you take to make sure he becomes an elite? How are we going to go? Tribal needs 8 pre-associate accounts to break 2 boards. Okay? Yes, that's one possibility. Chiaku, that's very good. All right? That's a possibility. Of course, once you do the 3 and 5, that's 8. But how easy would that be to get 8? Run daily seminars, physical and online. Sharp. I like that. All right. What else? What's the other possibility? Okay. I think only Chiaku wants to answer this question, or some people are typing. Yes, okay, J Mama is typing. Go down and work with the 2 elites of Tribal with 3 and 5 to go and bring them up to count for Tribal and close the board. That's perfect. That's, it's called taprooting. You go deep. Sometimes you may be talking to your direct team member, your direct partner, the one you sponsored, and he or she may not be, perturbed. So you go down, because there may be active people down there, and you work with them. All right? So that is really how you do it. So if you talk to him, you can talk to him, listen, bring people, but as you are doing that, you're also talking to their downlines to help them break the board, so that you provide support. You do presentations for them and on their behalf. You close deals for them. You let them send people to you. You let them, you create a platform. You share. You understand? So that's things you do to help. Hey, there's another one. All right, I think that's good. So for this, how far we've come. At this point, I hope you found value. Yes. Huawei, I don't know who this is, but it's Huawei Nova 5T. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to hand over right now. I hope you've had a good time. I'm actually personally signing off now. So I'm going to hand over to moderator, Jessica Nat-Egan, the ever fire lady, the exciting presenter. Jessica.
Actually, Mr. Barreto is doing it again for us.
He's doing it again. Okay, sorry. Mr. Barreto.
Hey, thank you so much, sir. I mean, awesome. When I attended the Associate Board Booking Forum myself, one of the parts of the entire training that I enjoyed was the simulation. I mean, for you to find a way to bring that kind of life and value we had in the physical meeting there, where we were in groups and, having fun and cracking the joke, I must give it to you, sir. You brought that life online. Thank you so much. Please just
Thank
go
you,
ahead and
thank
thank
you.
Mr. Tiricholi for that awesome presentation. Thank you so much. Just go ahead and say thank you. It's been an amazing day, and my goal is to end this with the last few things we really need to know. Yes, we saw the simulations, and we saw that there were situations where we needed to actually take some particular actions, and those actions were built around prospecting, where you had boards that had issues, all right, of staying so long without activities, and you were trying to say, okay, what do I do? I need to get new people to come in. Well, yes, prospecting is a very major part of our business, and there are 4 steps to getting a yes when you choose to prospect. I've always said that it's a skill, and it's an art that anybody can master. And I have been privileged to have listened to several mentors who have continually told me some few tips on how to go about this. I personally put it to test during my IMMERI business as my business startup last year, and within my first 3 months, the 11 people that I eventually partnered with, I actually had them then. I have not prospected anybody since then. I've only been building with the people that I did prospect. So if you master and understand it, there is a particular way to go about it. So my goal is to share with you quickly how you can actually get that. If you are someone there who knows that once you can prospect, you are good to go, just give me a letter, a number 1. Just type 1 that you know that prospecting is an art that you can learn, and if you learn it, it will take your business to the next level. Type a big 1 if you know that it's possible for you to learn it, and once you do, you're going to just move on. Beautiful. I can see a lot of 1 coming. Yes, that's what everybody says. I wish I can just learn how to prospect, talk to them and get that. So I'm going to quickly run through this as we have spent quite some time already. So 4 steps to getting a yes. Right, it first starts with this list building and categorizing. Yes, it is very, very important that you build and categorize a list. Now, I'm sure you must have heard it, and if you have not, let me quickly say that there have always been this statement that you have what is called a warm market and a cold market. All right, if this is your first time hearing, let me just tell you what it takes, what it really means. The warm market is actually the people that you already know that are in your contact list, while the cold market are people that you will meet newly. Now, one of my mentors, all right, while I was really learning how to, prospect, did tell me that, Aki, do not move to your cold market if you don't exhaust your warm market. Do not move to your cold market if you don't exhaust your warm market. He says that the lessons that you learn from your warm market, all right, will help you to develop the right skill to prospect newly, as the cold market is actually an opportunity for you to build new relationships. So I'm just going to extend that to you as something that I've learned. So I would say that all you need to do at the very beginning of your business, and even if you have never done it, you need to do it again, is to pick up your telephone, take that book that I mentioned in the beginning of my presentation, and write down the list of some few people. Now, someone has said, how do I really categorize the list? You see, I've learned different skills on how to categorize the list over the past few years, but I got to know that it could even be simpler with IMMERI. Why? Because in IMMERI, compared to other businesses, you don't need a lot of people to actually start up. You see, if you were running a business where you had to prospect new people every month to actually stay active in the business and do all that, yeah, fine. But in IMMERI, you need very few people to actually start up your foundation here. So I was looking at it and it says that, so who are you looking for? Once you pick up your contact list, all right, and that telephone, that diary, and you start to write up these names, I say start off with some people who fall in this category. Those who love you, those who trust you, those who believe in you, those who want to support you, or those who just want to simply do business with you. This could be family, friends, this could be neighbors, this could be church or mosque members, this could be, people you grew up with, those people. Why? Because you would always get 1 to 3 people in those categories who will just want to get involved because it's you, because they trust you, because they love you, because they believe in you, or because they just want to simply support you. Or some people have been looking for an opportunity to do business with you, right? I have studied the businesses of a lot of the leaders here, and they all met people in that categories, all right? For some of us, our first prospects were maybe our spouses, because, there are people who will just do it just because it's us. For some other people, we couldn't explain the compensation plan. We couldn't really talk so much about the products. All we did was that, we just called and say, hey, do you trust me? I got something big happening. That's it. For some others, it was a bit different. They met people who they knew would want to support them. Hey, I'm just starting up this. I just need your support. Please come along. Yes, that's the very first, place to start prospecting from. You need to get all the no's there before you move out of that particular zone. So if you have not done that, I want to encourage you to quickly go there first. Then you go into other categories of looking at things. Yes, when you pick up these people, some of them will be business people. Some of them will be employees. Some of them will be older than you are or more experienced than you are. What you say to them will always be different. So it moves me to contacting and inviting. Now, you see, when it comes to contacting and inviting, the first, trick I want to tell you right now is the fact that you need to understand the fact that you have something big in your hands and you're excited about it and really interested in sharing it with somebody else. If you don't have that conviction, then don't go ahead and place that call. Don't go ahead and try to do that invitation, because you will give away a negative thing that will get a negative result. You want to get a yes. It will start from the tone of your voice. It will go on to the excitement that someone should be able to read from it. You must be able to share so much value in that little thing that you're trying to communicate. So after categorizing your list, when it comes to contacting and inviting, you want to say the right thing to the right person. Yes, the right thing to the right person. You see, what you say to Mr. A may not work with what you say to Mrs. B. Yes, for instance, you're speaking to someone who is more experienced and exposed than you are. All right, say you are Akibareto and you are trying to prospect Brian Louis. All right, it will be so difficult for you to tell Mr. Brian Louis that you want to go and make him successful, or you want to teach him how to become successful in direct sales. No, you're going to have to say something different. If you're talking to a younger brother, to a friend of yours who is actually looking for another source of income, right? What you say to that individual will be completely different for what you would say. So there's no clear-cut one way of contacting anybody. But these are the few things that my mentors told me. They said, number one, make sure it's a direct telephone call. Don't put people in groups, WhatsApp groups, or send mass emails. No, pick your telephone and make a phone call to that person. People love to be treated specially. They also said something to me. They said, in that telephone call, make sure that it is not more than 60 seconds. That is 1 minute. Your intention is to invite the person and not to present to it. He said, any call more than 60 seconds, 1 minute, and become a presentation and not an invitation. Any call that is more than 60 seconds, 1 minute, is no more an invitation. It has become a presentation. You don't need to give the details. You just need to be excited about what you want to share. All you want to do is to get the person to seeing the opportunity. To get the person to seeing the opportunity. So when you do the invitation, there's another thing that is key. One, you are communicating directly by making a phone call. Two, you are making sure that your call is not more than a minute. So how do you keep it as a minute? In a minute. They said, they told me, they said, there are 3 things you need to know. It says, be in a hurry. Number one, be in a hurry. Number 2, show value. And number 3, take it away. So what does all that grammar stands for? Being in a hurry means that even in the statements that you make on the telephone speaking to anybody, where you have an opportunity in your hands, you are too much in a hurry to share with that person and move on to the next person. So it's the person's loss if the person cannot catch it straight away, because opportunities are always on the fast lane. They don't really hang around, snooping around. No, they're too fast. So something is happening, something big is happening. There are these people that need you to meet. If you miss them, then they're gone. Do you have a minute? Do you have a time? Can you fix a time for you to see this? You need to see this, it is big. Use all the words in the world that you know to make sure that you can pass on this invitation as quick and sharp as you can. Yes, you need to show value. People want actually to be offered something that is valuable. How big is the opportunity? Yes, a company that has done over $280 million in a short space of time, that's value. Those are a few things that you want to know and know exactly what to say, right? It's so difficult to pick up the phone and all you want to start talking about straight away, it's the benefits of Virgin and how fantastic the Vita and Adwell, really is. Or you want to just stay on the phone and immediately explain how to break the board or how you earn or become an elite, right? You don't want to do all that because your goal is to just get a yes to an invitation to see the presentation. Either it's online or a physical meeting, all right? At that meeting, that's where the information needs to be passed on. And that moves me to the opportunity sharing, all right? IMMERI is blessed. We have so many online webinars, Zoom meetings, Facebook live shows happening already, giving us an opportunity to leverage. But I want to tell you something very, very quickly about opportunity sharing. For some people who are already getting it wrong. Now, if you're one person who's trying to show the opportunity to your prospects by yourself as an associate on the associate board, I can tell you for free that you will be getting a lot of no's. You see, when I was going to get started, I knew I could share the opportunity. I had the skill of presenting the business to the people I want to share it with, but I never did. I got other people to do that for me. Yes, I got other people to share it for me. I have never shared the presentation directly to a personal that I wanted to sponsor. Never. I would rather have someone else do that. And that's how life is. So you don't want to go around trying to talk about it by yourself. You need to leverage. It's a business of leveraging. So if you're trying to do that, no. Quit doing that and let the system do that for you. Plug into any of the presentations done by the company officially. All right, you have it on Tuesdays, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, you have several leaders across the globe, all right, both within Africa and out of Africa, doing presentations. Leverage on that and don't be the one trying to show your own prospects, all right, the opportunity. So click on any of these avenues to share the opportunity while you learn. As you learn and become better at talking about it, yes, you can now start to share it because you now have a team who can benefit from it. You now have other people coming up who will also benefit from it. Finally, follow up. You see, following up is very key. They said that the business is really in the follow-up. Yes, you can get a yes on an invitation because the person loves you and wants to just, honor you and be on the call. Fine. You can also get the person excited with, the information the person got about the Virgin. But guess what? The person may have a challenge of getting the startup cost. You see, the only way you will get the person ready is to actually follow up with the person. As you follow up, you will know the person's challenges. If the person still has concerns, you will be able to attend to it. Once you are in the follow-up, the person knows that you will be there, all right, to see him or her through to get completely started. Now, let's just talk quickly about handling objections. Yes, there will be no's. Trust me, it is true. There will be several no's at different times as you try to get the yes. But guess what? You don't need the whole world to become successful in IMMERI. All right? If you have a big list, you only need 1 to 3 people to say yes to you. And once they do, trust me, duplication will help you cross the boards. So a no simply means next option. This opportunity is not going to be available for everyone. But the truth is do not fight it. You must always tell yourself, what type of partner am I looking for? Yes, there will be some people who will, politely say the no. They won't say no because they don't think your opportunity is good. Maybe they are involved with another opportunity, and you're seeing them as the best of partners that you really want to join you, and they keep telling you no. See, one of the ways to handle that no is to continually work on yourself being successful in what you do. And as you follow up, if they can see that you are getting some success in what you're doing, then they're going to come back to you and say to you, hey, what's happening? I see that you're making progress in what you're doing. So do not let a no actually affect you from going where you want to go to. So we spent so much time already today. I hope I was able to add a bit on prospecting and then handling no's. Right? You could ask questions as I hand over back to Jessica. It's been my pleasure here today. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akin Barreto. Thank you so much, Mr. Chidicholi. I know you are all super busy people, but you still made time to make this possible.